Rachel Zegler apparently can't catch a break. You see, I talked about it a little yesterday, but it just keeps getting worse. Now you got Rachel Zegler out there, and I almost feel bad for Rachel Zegler at this point. Almost. I mean, Rachel Zegler has been running her mouth nonstop and digging herself into a deeper and deeper hole. Okay, and the crazy part, Disney's just sitting back and letting Rachel Zegler do it. If they cared about Rachel Zegler's career at all, I mean, let's be honest, they'd actually do something about it or anything to help her out. But nah, they're just setting Rachel Zegler up to fail basically, or so it seems. Now, look, if Rachel Zegler, if she ever hear this, man, this is basically Hollywood. I mean, this is how it works. They'll use her up, chew her up, and spit her out the second that she's not marketable anymore. And right now, she's not marketable anymore. I mean, not even a little. Now, unless this Snow White movie somehow makes a ton of money, and I'm talking like miracle numbers here, well, Rachel Zegler is probably done. Not just with Disney, but with big budget movies altogether. Okay. Now, let's be honest, it's a harsh reality, but I mean, that's Hollywood right there. But then there's also the latest, debacle that's going on right now with Rachel Zegler when she just did a premiere in Spain after doing one in Japan. And guess what? Barely anyone showed up. Okay. Now, you probably didn't even hear about that, did you? Okay. That's because, no one's actually talking about Rachel Zegler's big premiere. All right. Now, the event itself was scaled way back. Hardly any buzz, hardly any fans, just the usual red carpet nonsense right there. And Rachel Zegler even did a little singing number, some new song that's called "Waiting on a Wish" or something. I guess because dreaming of a princess is just too old fashioned now. Nope, can't even have that. This Snow White doesn't need a man, apparently, as she alluded to before. Matter of fact, the prince isn't even in the movie. I mean, instead, they just got some sort of rebellion leader or whatever. I mean, they're just, really pushing this whole independent woman angle, to the point where basically it's absurd. Okay. And here's the crazy part right here where it really gets interesting. You see, you got the son of one of the original Disney animators, David Hand, talking about this movie mess, this whole mess and stuff. He stated that his dad worked on the original Snow White and Bambi, and he's flat out disgusted by this. Now, he said this new movie is a joke. It doesn't even, come close to the classic and everything. I mean, think about that for a second. I mean, a guy whose father poured his heart and soul into making one of the most beloved animated movies of all time, and now basically he's just left shaking his head. Okay, I would too if I was in this position, saying it's ridiculous. Now, I don't blame him one bit at all. I mean, they're taking something pure and classic and running it through the woke machine until it's unrecognizable. I mean, that's nothing new right there. They've done that with a lot of other films and stuff. And let's be honest here. I mean, this isn't just some sort of modern update and everything. It's a new story with the Snow White name slapped onto it and everything. All right. Now they're just dragging politics into something that was supposed to be simple and magical. It's like they're allergic to happy endings or even creativity. Now, exactly why couldn't they just make a different story with a new character? I mean, why hijack a beloved classic just to go ahead and push a message that nobody asked for? I mean, it's just downright disrespectful to the original creators and to fans who grew up loving it. Okay, but here's the kicker right here. You see, Hollywood Reporter basically did a piece admitting that Disney's giving up on this thing. They just don't. They just want to go ahead, push it out, and be done with it. They're not even throwing the usual massive marketing budget at it like they normally do for any big release. Well, big release and stuff. Heck, I mean, they don't even open ticket sales into. They didn't even open ticket sales until 2 weeks before the premiere. Now, normally with a movie like this, you'd see ticket sales open like a month in advance and stuff at least. But here, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, it's almost like they don't want people to know that it's actually coming out. All right. Now that tells you everything you need to know right there. And why would, they market it anyway? I mean, who's the audience here? The little girls who love the original Snow White. I mean, they're turned off. The older fans who grew up with it, they're ticked off. And even the politically motivated crowd and stuff doesn't seem to actually care. As I said before, they don't care about stuff like this because, simply put, Rachel Zegler went out of her way to make everyone mad. Now, she went after Disney fans, Trump supporters, heck, even inserted herself into the whole, Israeli-Palestinian conflict. I mean, why would she do that? Like, why would you put yourself in the middle of all of that when your career is hanging by a thread? I mean, this is what your mouth gets you. You can't. Your mouth can't. Don't let your mouth cash the checks that you behind. Don't. Excuse me. Messing the whole saying up. Don't let your mouth write the checks that your behind can't catch. Okay. So the sad part is that I think Rachel Zegler is finally realizing it. And Rachel Zegler has been quiet lately, walking back some of her comments and even apologizing. I mean, at the same time, for a lot of people, it's too little too late, though. I mean, you can just feel the fear in the way she's been acting, showing that Disney must have, gotten in her ear and said, basically, you're done if you don't straighten up. Okay. And it's also like Rachel Zegler thought she was invincible until that whole Y2K movie bombed. Now, after that, it must have hit her that people are not lining up to see her like she thought they would. Okay. That's a huge reality check right there. And let's not forget how, Rachel Zegler tried to go ahead and jump on the whole Gina Carano cancel train and stuff. I didn't even know about this till later. That didn't win her any friends either. And people see through the phoniness now, when it's hard to actually walk back from that. Now, no matter how much, Disney go ahead and try to play damage control, it's not working at all. And they can throw, Rachel Zegler on talk shows like Good Morning America and Tonight Show all they want. That's not going to change anything either. And it's not going to change the fact that this movie is practically dead on arrival. Okay. But the funniest part is how they're actually still putting up some billboards and stuff in LA. Like, that's actually going to save it. I mean, LA is not where your money comes from, Disney. I mean, the rest of the, country isn't buying what you're selling, especially with, Rachel Zegler. All right. And honestly, I haven't seen any billboards around where, I live and stuff putting it up. And it's like they don't even care outside their little bubble. All right. Now, honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about this. And this whole Rachel Zegler movie will somehow do well because there's not much competition right now. But I mean, I'm not necessarily betting on it. The damage itself, especially from Rachel Zegler, is done, and it's almost sad to watch. I mean, once again, I'm just going to go ahead and sit back and see how it all plays out because at this point, it's like watching a slow motion car crash. I mean, you can't look away. All right. So, yeah, what exactly do you think? You planning to see the whole Rachel Zegler disaster? Do you think there's any saving this Rachel Zegler mess? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, make sure to smash the like button in this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notification, and I'll see you all next video. Until then, peace.